How's it going, guys? This is EOD. Today we'll be doing a 1 minute match with bots um, in 5 games. So with Rebar on. So this is going to be like a 10-minute video. So yeah, we'll get to it. We're going to do the 1% lows. So if we go to here, reversing bots, simulating a real match. And let's go. Alright. So we're going to pick the first map and we're just going to play as normal. Make sure we skip the kill cams. Jeez, I'm so bad at keyboard and mouse and COD, bro. It's so bad, bro. It's so bad. Oh, shit. Uh, Shit, bro. Alright, we're gonna end the game now. Simulating a match. Alright. End. End that shit. And we'll go to the next map. Now we're on raid. Let's do more. Let's do a 1% run. Rebar on. Don't forget, when you go into a kill cam, your 1% or 0.1% lows go down. For whatever reason, it's been a bug on Call of Duty for the longest time. Keep going until the next hill pops. Right. I think that's basically it, eh? Alright, so end the 1% low run there. And go to the next map. Alright, I'm not sure if I recorded the last match, but we're gonna redo it anyway. So we're gonna do another match, because I don't know if I was recording or not. So we're gonna be doing another one. So this is the last match we're gonna be doing anyway, so got some bots on the other side just to make sure. Yep, all good. 9 bots. Make it fair and everything. So yeah, so now we start the 1% and let's go. Over here. Make sure we skip the kill cam to fuck with the 0.1s. Game feels so smooth, it does. Just blurry because I don't have bloody fidelity cast on, but the game feels very smooth, which is good. So once the new hill pops, we'll pause the video, or I won't pause the video, sorry, I'll go to a match. Alright, so over here, they're going to be rotating, I'm pretty sure, the bots, but we'll see. Now they're rotating. Once we die here, we're going to end the benchmark. Alright, end the benchmark there. Alright, let's quit the game. And we're going to go straight to the benchmark spot. Open up a Notepad++. Alright, so we do have 4 runs here. So we're going to keep an eye on that. So that's all rebar enabled. So rebar enabled. Rebar enabled. Oh shit. Rebar enabled. Like, all I'm really looking for is... All I'm really concerned about, honestly, like, is 1%, right? Like, what I'm really looking at is these. Because 1%, 0.1% in a match doesn't make sense because there's so much, like, variety, like, it's going up and down all the time. Kill cams can be affecting it and all that stuff, so, like, so yeah, what I'm really looking at is this, right? Compared to other runs and all that stuff, so we'll save that, and then we'll go to the Call of Duty folder, go to here, edit with Notepad, and put this to false. And false, and save, close, and let's launch the game, and we'll load into a game. Okay, so we are now rebar disabled. Now let's test it. And just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Beam him. Yep. Let's go. So I don't want any like cuts out of this or anything. But yeah, getting in some gunfights here. We should spawn out. No, we didn't spawn out. What the hell? Alright, so we're gonna go to the next match now. So we're gonna go to raid. But we're gonna end the benchmark there, and we're gonna look at the results early. Okay, so we got the first map out of the way, and we're gonna be doing this every time we end the match. So the first one with the rebar enabled. All right, it's basically neck and neck, right? Like you can see, like the average frame rate's gone down from 390 to 400 to 390. 1% frame rate, the 0.1%. You know, this you can ignore this number right here because in a real match, right, you're not going to be worrying about this. You're going to be worrying about this more. But this is more important too. But like, it's gonna come down to a point where it's like, are you really gonna be noticing this frame rate here? You're gonna be noticing this frame rate right here. So it's basically neck and neck. Maximum frame rate more higher, obviously. Average frame rate it's more higher. Maximum frame rate, minimum frame rate. It's all basically benchmark variance, which is kind of weird and odd. But you got to remember, my system has also been getting hotter and hotter, so maybe there's a little bit of a difference there. Who knows? But yeah, the 0.1% loads could be bugged because like I could have watched a kill cam that could have bugged it. Who knows? But it says it's higher on this run here. So we'll keep going until we find some differences in frame rate. So yeah, let's keep going. Okay, loading into the second map now with rebar disabled, and we'll do just to show you that there's bots in the lobby, and we'll start the benchmark now. But yeah, you can see like the 0.1% are dipping to 230. I've been noticing that with rebar disabled, that the 1% lows dip more. But yeah, but every match is going to be different, obviously. But so I can't really simulate the rebar enabled results because like I could be running from the other spawn over there, you know. Alright, let's end that and go to the next results. Alright, we'll go to... Alright, so we'll go to the next results. We'll reload it. Okay, it's gotta make sure we don't mess this up here. So we're gonna get rid of, so it starts here, second here. Alright. So that's the second map. So that's the second map we did. Like, I'm already seeing, results. Like, the evidence is here. Like, the 1% frame rate will never go down unless it's physically lagging, right? But this is raid. I know this is raid because we did 2 runs, and then I did 2 runs. I don't know if I recorded the third run. But look at these frame rate differences here. Like, do you want to go closer for you? So this is the latest run we just did. And then we did the second one. And let's look at the maximum frame rate. Alright, so we did the average frame rate we did on the second run with rebar enabled was 393.2. The minimum frame rate was 343, and we'll compare these to the with disabled. And look at it, man, like it's obvious now. Maximum frame rate was 418 compared to 426. And then the 1%, you know, look, that's almost a 10 FPS difference right there. Also, 1% lows, I can't really say if it's actually bugged or not, because like you can go into a kill cam and it will just completely ruin everything. But this is a match simulated. Everything's match simulated. Now we're gonna go into the final match, and this will really prove if rebar enabled versus rebar disabled is better for you to play on. Loading up the final map now. Match simulated, because everyone thinks I'm going crazy. Everyone thinks the benchmark is the real thing. But no, no one does testing. No one actually does testing online. No one does it. I've got to switch teams, unfortunately. Okay, alright, let's start. Wait for that explosion to go off, because people might say, oh, that explosion made the whole difference. Like, I'm already seeing what I'm already was simulating in my head, that this was a waste of time. But you got people online on Twitter saying Rebar enable is pointless. Brother, if it's giving you a 1% boost, a 1% boost, 0.1% boost, sorry, I'd rather run that, you know what I mean? Like, your game's gonna run smooth overall, but if you guys are gonna be, you know, skeptical of whatever, please, man, like, it's not that deep, man. Like, alright, maybe Rebar disabled might be better on the Warzone map, who knows? But we'll definitely have a look at over there. So yeah, but yeah, like I'm already seeing a massive difference, like in 1% lows. Like I know, I think I got 300 last match, or close to 300. But yeah, this is like simulating a real match. You know what I mean? Like there's actually bots in here, which is actually taking a load on my system if they're being run on my system. Everything's the fair overclock again. Like I put even a high overclock for the GPU. But yeah, we'll end the benchmark there. And let's quit the game. Alright, so we'll go to the benchmark. Okay. So we're going to delete, I think this is rebar disabled, rebar enabled. Alright, so we'll delete the height with the lowest one. So this is the same map we just did, but we're going to delete that one. So 3 maps, average. Okay. Like, honestly, you guys can see the results here. And this is match simulator, right? You guys be the judge. You guys be the judge. What would you rather? A higher 1% lows or a higher benchmark CPU score? I know what I would rather. Alright, that's my point proven. I did it all live on the same, you know, same video, just cutting to, you know, the map starting and all that stuff. But yeah, this is a waste of time. Like I knew this was going to happen. So, but people saying, "Oh, but you didn't. You did the benchmark in a area where there was no explosions, no shooting." All right, I did that. All right, I did that. But because I know what the results are going to be turning out to be, right? Because I know that Rebar is going to come out on top. Rebar enabled. So please stop looking at the benchmark in game. Benchmark in a game. The benchmark tool is only there to say your 5090 is faster than mine. That's it. It's just a GPU benchmark. That's all it is. It always has been. Alright, if you're overclocking, you see your CPU score going up, alright, fair enough. But it does not simulate the kind of performance you're going to get with Rebar enabled. Rebar enabled helps this game. Alright, rant over. Now I've got to make a thumbnail. Talk to you guys later. Peace.